if you
Yes,
guys
we are.
can hear me. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Please let me know if you can hear me. Just drop a message in the chat. Just say yes. You can drop your favorite emoji so that I know that you are listening. Okay, I think I see someone. That's Oladapo. Hello, Oladapo. Thank you. Thank you for dropping a message in the chat. Oh, I also see Yo. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Hi, Yo. Thank you. Thank you for dropping a message in the chat as well. So I know that you guys can hear me now. So I'm just going to welcome everyone to this session. And I mean, if you know someone that is not in this session, you want to invite them to come here immediately, right? So share the link and tell your colleagues, tell your friends to join this session because we're about to get a whole cybersecurity knowledge. We're about to get cybersecurity smart, cybersecurity confident. So please reach out to your colleagues to join the session. So we're going to start right about now. Okay, so I'm just going to introduce myself because I'm very sure maybe some of you don't know me already. So my name is Vivian Siama, and I am a cybersecurity analyst here at 10 Analytics, and I'm going to be your host for this session. And I mean, I'm not alone, but don't worry, you get to meet the person that is also hosting this session with me in a bit. Okay, so let's see. So please drop your favorite emojis. I want to see your excitement for this session in the chats. I want to see your excitement for this session before we start. And remember to, share the links with your friends, with your colleagues. Very, very important. Because today we're going to be looking at how to recognize and avoid phishing scams for businesses as a cybersecurity analyst. And this is one of the very, very, demanding fields, one of the fields that's not going to run out. In fact, it's never going to run out, right? As long as we keep having attackers, we need cybersecurity analysts. As long as systems get outdated, we need cybersecurity analysts. So, I mean, this is a very, very, rewarding field. So you don't want to just gain the knowledge alone. Please invite your friends to join this session. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. So I'm not seeing our excitement in the chat. So are you guys not excited? Are you guys not excited? Please show me your excitement. Oh, thank you. I see the emoji that you dropped in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Abidemi says, I don't know if you are female or male, but I mean, you say you are happy, right? You're excited to be here. So if you're excited, invite your friends, invite your neighbors, tell them they need the tech skill, and that tech skill has to be cybersecurity, right? Oh, thank you, Abidemi. So you're female. So she says that she's excited. Thank you very much, Abidemi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So before we start, I don't know if you've seen the attendance form in the chat, but if you have not, my colleagues are going to be dropping um, the attendance form throughout the session. So please fill this attendance to get access to this recording and the resources used in this session, right? So please make sure that you fill that form to get access to this resource that you see me sharing right now and also this video. All right. So please, I'm still not seeing people's excitement. Some people are acting like they're not excited, but I know you are excited, right? Or are we tired from work? We're just getting back from work and we're all tired, right? I can imagine. I can relate. Okay, so let's get into what we have to do for this session. And like I said, we're looking at how to recognize and avoid phishing scams for businesses as a cybersecurity analyst. So, before we dive deep into, the topic, let's just quickly look at, um, or I think I should ask you guys this question, right? How many of us have experienced phishing before? Do we know what phishing is? Have you experienced it on a personal level? Because before we even dive into the business level, you need to understand it on, a personal level, right? So let me know in the chats if you have experienced this before, right? If you've experienced this before, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Let me see how many of us have experienced any form of phishing, right? And if you know like different types of phishing as well that you've experienced, also let me know in the chat. Very, very important that you tell me. Okay? Very important that you tell me. Let me see. I think I have someone in the chat already. Oh, nice. Abidemi says, yes, spam mail, junk mail, scam mail. Amazing, amazing. I like that. I like that. I like that you already know, like, what we're going to talk about. So very quickly, I'm just going to run you guys through what we do here at Analytics, right? And if you've been hearing about Analytics, I'm very sure you already know that when you hear Analytics, it's equal to excellence, right? We are the A team and we give you the best when it comes to any tech skill at all. All right. So we're the leading edtech company focused on providing you specialized trainings in technology skills and delivering comprehensive data consulting services. We've done this over the past 5 years. We've been building talent for the technology workforce. I mean, you can see all the testimonies, all the stories all over our social media if you've been following us. And if you've not been following us, please go and follow us now. Okay? So we've helped over 5,000 people transition from the classroom into their very first job. So I mean, you could be one of these people, and counting, right? We've done this for 5,000 people. So I mean, you want to do it for more, right? And I'm very sure that is why you are in this session. So make sure that you take advantage of it. All right. We're also committed to making the technology sector more accessible through premium training in data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, agile project management, cybersecurity, DevOps, product design, and AI engineering. But I mean, today we're looking at cybersecurity, right? So anywhere you need us, we are there for you. Very, very important. We are there for you. Okay, so let's move on quickly. We're going to look at the lady of the evening. I'm very sure that I already introduced myself in the beginning, but I mean, I need to blow my trumpet a bit. So let's just go there, right? Because I know that many of you might not have met me before now. So my name is Vivian again, and I'm a cybersecurity specialist, a senior cybersecurity specialist. Very important to add that senior, right here at Analytics, and I excel in several aspects of cybersecurity. I mean, my story is so unique because I'm someone that thrives in these different aspects, from incident response, threat intelligence, digital forensics, just name it, ethical hacking. I'm there, right? So I thrive in all of these fields, and you can bet on it that you are in safe hands when you come to us at Analytics. I've implemented several controls like IAM, risk management. I've done a lot of things when it comes to role-based access control, multi-factor authentication solutions, and all that. I think I'm having other chats. Okay. So they're just sharing the phone. So please don't forget to fill it. Okay. So I have, knowledge in several tools when it comes to these different aspects of cybersecurity. And I mean, when it comes to GRC as well, you also see me there implementing policies, implementing frameworks for organizations. And I'm basically just good at everything. I guess that's just my gift. So I believe that, many of us on this call want to also, get to this point where they can say, oh, I have moved from being cybersecurity curious to cybersecurity confident. Very, very important. So you are in safe hands. I've helped so many people, I mean, about 200 and more, counting, transition seamlessly into cybersecurity. So you could be one of those people as well. And I really can't wait to meet all of you, right? So let's move on to my colleague that is joining me on this session. I told you that I wasn't alone. So I have an amazing colleague here, and his name is Prince. And he has a wealth of experience in data analytics, business intelligence, and he has helped lots of organizations streamline their operations to align with strategic goals. He has mentored and helped over 500 people transition into tech and land their very first jobs with no prior experience in tech. So when I tell you that you are in safe hands, I mean you are actually in safe hands, right? Chris has experience in innovation and growth. He's been a business development manager, he's been a data analyst, and then he's also, managed and done data analytics consulting. So you're in safe hands, trust me, right? But then we're actually focusing on cybersecurity. So thank you very much, Prince, for joining me for this session. So quickly, we're going to move into what we have to do for today, right? What are we going to be doing on this call? Very, very important because I know that is why a lot of us are here. So before I continue, let me know that you're following me. Let me see your, emojis in the chats. Let me see you say, yes, I'm following. I can't wait to become cybersecurity confident, move from being curious to cybersecurity confident. I need us to, follow this session with a lot of curiosity. And at the end of the day, I mean, you're going to pick up a lot of skills right here, right? Very, very important. Thank you very much, yo. I see your message. I see your message. Yeah. Okay. So this session, we're looking at how to recognize and avoid phishing scams for businesses as a cybersecurity analyst. I believe I asked in the beginning, oh, how many of us have experienced phishing before, like on a personal level? Because you've probably, seen something similar and it actually gets really, will I say, more complicated when it gets to businesses, because I mean businesses lose huge, huge amounts of money, right? And that is why they need us. That is why we need you to protect the business, right? You need to protect the business. So aside from the fact that we're going to be looking at, recognizing and avoiding phishing scams for businesses as a cybersecurity analyst, we're also going to, tell you about the pathway to becoming a cybersecurity professional and actually securing a job. Because at the end of the day, you do this training, the goal is for you to secure a job. Very, very important, right? That is the goal for you to secure a job. Very important. All right. So moving on from this, we're going to also, tell you about our 10 analytics growth internship program, and then very, very important, something that we love doing for you guys all the time, special discount offer, right? Special discount offer. We are very generous people with analytics, and we always want you guys, to learn this tech skill, to do better for yourself, and, just move with the trend as it's going, right? With these amazing skills that you're going to be learning from us. So these are the things that we're going to be doing today. And we'll just quickly move into the main thing, the main session, right? What is phishing? What is phishing? So I know someone, I think that was Abidemi, she said that she has, had scam mails, mails that drop in her junk and all that, as phishing mails, right? But then we need to actually understand what phishing, looks like, or should I say, not really looks like what it feels like at the end of the day, right? So phishing is basically just a type of social engineering, and by engineering, it's not like the engineering people do in school, all the technical stuff and all that, right? This is another, term used to refer to this kind of specific attack, right? Where cyber criminals trick individuals into providing confidential information, right? So confidential information like your passwords, your usernames, even your phone number. I mean, it's a confidential information because not everybody should have that, right? And imagine maybe somebody has your phone number, they're able to enter it on a form and actually pretend to be you or something, right? So that's what phishing is. It's a way that cyber criminals actually trick us as individuals into providing this information. Maybe click on a malicious link, or maybe download harmful files, and then the next thing you're seeing is unlock your, right? So, okay, and an example of this is a fake email appearing to be from your bank asking you to verify your account credentials through a link that leads to a fake login page. And guess what? They are so good at it that it's going to look like your bank's page. you would not even suspect a thing if you've never heard about phishing before. And even if you've heard about it, trust me, that is very possible for you to still fall, right? And we're going to get into all that because at the end of the day, as cybersecurity analyst, your job is also, to check that employees in your organization understand what phishing is and they can actually recognize it, right? So very, very important. We're going to look at that in a few slides from now. So basically, why does phishing even work in the first place? Because a lot of people will be like, oh, if they send me a mail and I don't know where it's coming from, I'm not going to click, I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that. But then in reality, trust me, that these attackers know what they are doing. What they actually do is, hack the human mind. And I mean, we've not found a patch for the human mind aside from security awareness training at the moment, right? So that's why it actually works because humans, we are more, we're very emotional. We move with a lot of emotions, and we can just exhibit any form of emotion at any time, like fear, urgency. Like we're just curious, like what's this thing? Let me just see what it is, right? I believe that a lot of us have experienced something like this in the past. Or if you've not experienced it, I mean, you have somebody close to you that might have experienced it. Okay, so attackers exploit human psychology, urgency, fear, curiosity, and most people we don't even check, right? We just assume that this message is legitimate or they look familiar because sometimes they will use something that is actually very, very familiar to you, and you would feel like, oh, I know this person, I know who is texting me and all that, or I know who sent this mail, and then the next thing you are just clicking on it, and then bah, you are caught in the net of cyber criminals, right? So we really want to learn what it means to not just protect ourselves, but the business, because that is the skill that businesses are actually looking for. Because trust me, even the top executives in an organization, the people that you feel have gone through several, trainings over and over again, they still fall for things like this, right? They still fall for things like this. So your job is to actually, take the business from where they are having a lot of phishing and people are falling from it. You're taking them to a place where they are more secure. Employees in that organization know what to do, know how to report. Excuse me. They know how to report. They know how to, recognize these things when they see them. That's actually what your job is, right? So let's move on to the next slide, where we look at common types of phishing. Very important because phishing is not one type, right? There are several ways, and trust me that new ways are still coming up as we speak, right? New ways are still coming up as we speak. And that's because the internet, is just a fast-paced world on its own. Things are just going at a rapid rate, right? So while we have these types of phishing, new ones are coming up because these attackers already know, oh, these people know this pattern, right? So let's devise another means. So this is where cybersecurity now becomes creative. And that's what I love about it. And I'm very sure you're going to love it too, right? This is where your analytical thinking skills, you're able to look through this thing because it looks so good, right? That even you, as a security professional, can even believe it. That, I've won lottery to travel to Canada, right? Maybe those of us that want to travel and all that, I've won lottery to travel. We are so happy, we are so excited. There are even some people that immediately they see the email, they just resign from their job on the spot, right? So these are things that we need to understand and not just understand them. We need to creatively think about them, creatively think about how we can spot them and how we can take the organization from, having multiple phishing attacks and all that to a very safe state. Okay. So first one on my list is email phishing, which is, one very, very, um, you know, serious one that happens to everybody, right? Mass emails pretending to be from trusted sources like your banks, your HR, right? They can send a message and say your password is about to expire. Click here to reset it. And I mean, maybe you might be looking at it that, please, I don't want to come and be doing this password reset every time. So you won't even think about it. You just click on it, right? And maybe you just saw the message. The message looked like it's coming from HR, or coming from your bank. And I mean, nobody wants to have stress with bank that, oh, I want to open bank app and transfer money is not working. So you might not just advise, you are actually learning this skill to, keep it to yourself, right? But to continue helping organizations, continue helping people around you to recognize these things. And they can even come to you and something that looks so good to be true, they are able to spot it and say, no, this looks so good. It even looks like the company's email. It looks like it's coming from here. They've used their branded colors and everything, but this is not coming from this organization, right? Like I said, that's the part I love about cybersecurity, the creative aspect of everything that happens. Okay, so next up on my list is spear phishing. And, when we look at email phishing and compare it to spear phishing, we're actually just basically looking at, mass emails, but this time around, they're now looking at it. They've been studying you. They've gone on your Instagram, they've gone on your LinkedIn, they've, been following you all the times you've been posting, oh, hey, I'm at KFC, I'm at this, I'm at that, I'm enjoying myself, They're basically just picking up tiny bits of information about you, right? This is one unique thing that happens in cybersecurity. And then someone will be like, oh, how can somebody have my time to just be following me? But trust me that they have your time, because you see that money they will collect from you or that reputation they are going to damage is going to give them a lot of joy. So this is you, learning how to stop this thing before it even starts, right? You need to learn how to stop it before it starts. And even when it has started, you need to be able to recognize it. So spear phishing is a tailored attack targeting specific individuals using personal information. And an example is an attacker sends a convincing email to a finance officer with a fake invoice. This is something that I have actually seen happen in real life. And trust me, that person sent the money thinking, oh, this is actually a vendor that we use in this organization, and that organization lost money, right? Not because they were not aware, but at the end of the day, right, these attackers make things too good to be true. So your job as a cybersecurity analyst is to make sure that you actually create a space, right? Aside from all the technical things, you need to create a space for people to know that, oh, it's safe to come and report. I'm not sure I trust this thing. Let me go and report it, right? So that's what it is. So next thing on my list is whaling, and whaling targets top executives. So you see, even from the mass emails that go to everybody, because they're just looking for 1 in 20 people that will just click and fall victim. They're not looking for everybody. That mass email is just to disseminate it so that anybody that falls victim, they've made it for the year and for the day, for that week, for that month, right? Spear phishing is targeting a specific individual, and then whaling, that big fish that we call whale. You see how it's big, right? So top executives are like the big fish that they're actually looking at. So they use highly customized content, right? And an email could be a fake email from the CEO asking for a wire transfer approval. So they can actually even target an employee with this thing and tell the employee, like, it's coming from the CEO, like, I need you to transfer this money ASAP to this vendor. I need you to do this, right? And then that employee is just going to carry it out. And at the end of the day, the organization loses money. So very, very important. We need to, assist organizations to spot these things. So I have more, kind of phishing attacks, and I don't know how many of us might have experienced something like this, but we have smishing, which is like through SMS. We have vishing, which is voice call. So there are times you receive phone calls, you don't even know who the person is. And the person is trying to tell you, oh, I'm your friend from NYSC. I'm your friend from the last office that you worked in. Trust me that they've just gone to get that information, probably from your social media. And they're just coming to tell you, oh, I know this, I know that. And this is something that will happen to employees in your organization. So you need to be able, to help them recognize when something doesn't feel right, even if it's feeling like it's so good to be true, right? And then we have business email compromise, where attackers spoof or hijack business email accounts to trick employees into sending money or sensitive data. So an example could be an attacker impersonating a vendor that you guys use already in your organization, and then you request for invoice payment to a new account, right? So you already know that, oh, there's this account that we'll be using for this organization, but all of a sudden, they now send you a new account that you are supposed to send money to. And you're like, okay, you don't even bother. You just see that, oh, this thing is coming from this vendor because you didn't even check the domain where it's coming from. So that's one thing you want to watch out for. So moving on from this, these are some real world examples I added to this slide for you guys, because at some point, as a cybersecurity professional, you always need to keep yourself up to date with different kinds of attacks that happen in the wild, different kinds of attacks that happen to organizations, right? So I have one here from Twitter, and attackers use social engineering to trick employees into providing credentials, right? And high-profile accounts like Elon Musk, Apple, they were hijacked. So you can imagine top people falling for this thing. So you can actually click on, the Twitter hack, and it's going to take you to the article, right? Same thing for the Facebook and Google attack as well. So you can see that an attacker tricked employees into wiring over 100. Are you seeing the money? And they actually used to collect more than this. So this is just a small amount to them, right? But you can imagine the impact it's going to have on the organization. So that is why we need you, right, in this field to recognize these things and stop it. Okay, so no organization is immune. Even tech giants fall for phishing, right? There's this platform, Have I Been Found, right? The owner of that platform in fact, he created a platform that helps you to know if your account has been compromised. And guess what? He also fell for phishing, right? So if you don't believe me, go and research it on Google. Have I Been Found? He fell for a phishing attack, and he has created a tool that even helps people to check if their accounts are being compromised. So you can imagine that even the best of the best fall for these things. So this is why we actually need you, right? So technical defense, human defense, very, very important. And I'm very sure that's why you're in this session today, because you want to move from just being curious to knowing how you can help businesses achieve this particular goal. Okay, so these are some phishing red flags, right? You probably might have seen them before, maybe you have not, but then I'm just going to take us over these things. So on this left side of this on the screen, where we have the Netflix, screenshots or image, you can see a message coming from Netflix. And I mean, a lot of us that receive emails from Netflix, because me, I even use Netflix, right? You would notice that, oh, maybe this is how Netflix just tells you, oh, your payment declined, or this happens, because this is their logo right there, looking like them. Okay, they have a message there telling you, oh, your payment has failed and all that. So first things first, you might be like, no, I need to watch movie this weekend, very, very important, and you just click update payments. Guess what? You will just fall for phishing instantly. You're falling for phishing if you are just quick to not analyze, and you just go and click, and you just read something. You didn't even read the entire body of the mail. You just clicked. You didn't even check if it's really coming from Netflix. You just clicked, right? So these are some phishing, excuse me, red flags to look out for. Generic greeting, number one. Most organizations will never refer to you as dear customer. They will never send you message and say hi, just like this message, right? So they actually use your name, like dear Vivian, right? They use your first name to address you. So you want to watch out for generic greetings, poor grammar or spelling. So common sign of a rush or poorly crafted phishing attempt. And I mean, now with the advance of AI, this has actually like almost gone into extinct. Although they still use it small, right? Maybe they'll just do program or something, but you might not even notice it. But AI has come to stay, and AI is actually helping them advance how they carry out this type of attacks. And that's why people are still falling every single day. So another thing is urgent language. So I want you to be looking at the picture where I am taking this, right? So that you can spot these things that we're talking about. So now, urgent language, saying like act now, or your account will be locked, something is going to happen if you don't do this, if you don't do that. That is something you need to watch out for, right? The moment you start even feeling that pressure, that should tell you that this thing is not real. Okay. Also, mismatch URL. So you want to hover over, links to see that it is actually coming from Netflix. So if you look at this picture, you'll see that the from address is saying Netflix, but then it's saying notification plus, and there's just some kind of gibberish thing there. This doesn't look like Netflix at all, right? This doesn't look like Netflix. So you want to watch out for things like that. And then suspicious attachments or maybe suspicious links. Sometimes they'll add attachments, a zip file or Word and Excel file or something that you never even asked for. right? And it's very possible that they might even be mimicking your colleague and send you an Excel file. Maybe you guys work with that in your organization. They send it to you, okay? And then you just click on it. Oh, let me open it and work on the document. And then the next thing, you're falling for phishing. So you also need to watch out for these things, okay? Okay, I think someone has a question. What about to whom it may concern? Okay, so it depends. One thing you actually want to watch out for, right, is the pattern of emails. You've definitely been receiving emails from that particular person before now. And if you haven't, then it means that you are probably expecting an email, right? So when they say to who it may concern, are you the person concerned? That is what you will ask yourself, right? Your colleagues or your employees, are they the ones concerned in that email? If they are not, then it's unsolicited, right? Because most of these emails that we receive, you definitely know that the email was coming, right? You already know that, oh, I had this conversation ongoing before now. So you expect that email. And if you're not even expecting it, that is where you should now check, right? So even if they say to whom it may concern, to whom it may concern may not be you. So you need to check that to whom it may concern is actually you. You check where it's coming from and, the body of the email, what it looks like. And when you are not sure, please report to your security team or your IT team. And in this case, I mean, people are going to be reporting to you because that's why you are here to learn in the first place. Okay? So I hope I answered that question, Abidemi. So anyone else that has questions, you can just drop them in the chat and I'll pick it up from there. Okay. So also unexpected requests, asking for gift cards, credentials, or financial data, or anything at all. If it could even be as simple as just saying, "Oh, can you kindly send your picture? Or can you kindly send this and that?" Something that you didn't ask for. You're welcome, Abidemi. Right? Something you didn't ask for. Please don't send it. Please don't send it, right? So encourage users to slow down, verify and report suspicious mails. Very important. So when you feel like, oh, I'm not in the mood, I cannot recognize, or I've looked at it and it's still looking real to me, and your heart is telling you that you are not sure. Because trust me, our instincts are very correct, right? It's telling you are not sure. Please, by all means, report it and make sure that an expert looks at it. And now you guys are going to be the experts. So this is why you need this knowledge in order to help your employees, to help the business, to save a lot of money. Trust me, you are saving money for the organization, right? You are saving money for the organization. One employee clicking on this. I'm sure we saw the example where a company lost $100 million. You can imagine that, right? Imagine this is salaries of people. How are they going to pay you? So you need to save money for the organization. Very, very important. They're not just employing you there for fancy. And one thing you want to have with cybersecurity is to be very creative with it, right? I'm someone that says there's no one size fits all. So, always improve yourself when it comes to these things. So moving on, I have other, examples here from iTunes. You can see that this one is saying, dear customer, which customer, right? Then if you look up here, Apple support, when we look at the domain it's coming from, this does not look like it's coming from Apple. Maybe you can also, when you get these slides, compare it to like those that have iPhones and all that, right? Compare it to the emails you actually get from Apple and tell me if this is where it comes from, right? So very, very important. You need to watch out for these things. And they'll just add one click here button. And once you just click there, because it's looking fancy for you to click on it, right? Once you just click there, it's over. So same thing with LinkedIn. A lot of us use LinkedIn. And now LinkedIn is saying, dear LinkedIn customer, how are you, dear LinkedIn customer? Right? So they will always use your first name to address you. And you can see that in this LinkedIn email, they're even asking you for your email, your password, confirm password. Can you imagine that? Right? So these attackers, they target people that are not aware. Maybe the people might be aware, but because it's LinkedIn, you just feel like, well, let me just send it, right? So very important. Let's watch out for that. So moving on, these are some business prevention strategies, security awareness training, like I said, very important. Multi-factor authentication, email filtering, right? Using tools, simulated phishing attacks. So you might be wondering, if you simulated, you need to do it for the organization because this is how you are able to know the employees that don't even know what to do when it comes to phishing emails, right? And this is something I love doing a lot. Not that I'm trying to catch anybody, I mean, right? This is something I love implementing for businesses because this is how we can actually make them safe at the end of the day. Okay. So also want to have clear incident reporting channel. So if even this thing has happened or before it happens, there needs to be something, a channel that has been communicated, to everyone in that organization that, oh, this is where you are going to report, this is how you are going to report, right? And then we have role-based access control, making sure that you limit users based on their job role so that you minimize the damage. So even if, let's say, for example, an intern clicks the link, maybe the intern laptop might not have any serious thing on there, unlike when it's the CEO that is clicking it, right? And even if it's the CEO, you also want to put strategies in place like encryption to make sure that these attackers don't have access to it. So you want to make sure that you block it from all angles. Think about the fact that, oh, this thing could happen, right? And they also try to prevent it, to say, oh, we don't want it to happen. But if in case it happens, this is what we are going to do, or this is what we are putting in place to stop it. Excuse me. All right. So moving on to, I would say the last thing I have for us today, right, is the role that you play in all of this. So your job, number one, is to detect. I mean, like I said, you want to be creative with your work, right? Monitor logs and alerts from email security gateways or your SIM systems. You're also going to be carrying out investigations. So you see those emails I just showed you now. People are going to be reporting to you. You're going to be checking email headers. You're going to be checking links. You're going to be checking attachments, using various type of tools, right? You're also going to be doing containment strategies, making sure that you're coordinating with IT, because sometimes cybersecurity and IT are quite different in some organizations, right? So you might want to coordinate with IT to quarantine these emails, isolate the endpoints that have been affected. So by endpoints, I mean maybe the laptop, the phone, or which other any device that has been affected, right? And then block domains. The very, very important is user communication. So again, out of everything I've been mentioning, technical skills, spot this, spot that, you need soft skills like communication when it comes to cybersecurity. So how do you notify users? How do you educate them? Just like what I am doing right now, this is something you're going to do a lot when you get into the workforce, right? Or when you get into that organization. And if you're already there, this is something that you're going to be doing. You're going to be training people. You're going to be showing them what to do next, right? You're going to educate them. So very important for you to build your communication skills. And then reporting, you want to be able to document incidents, update playbooks, contribute to knowledge sharing, right? And then give them quick tips in the organization. Don't click this. You can even create it as a wallpaper that they have on their laptop so that it sticks in their head. Have it on the walls in your organization if you work physically, right? So that it always sticks, right? This is your job. This is your job. So I'm going to be ending here for now, and I'm going to be handing over to my colleague Prince, that's going to show you how to get started and select the right career path. So, hello, Prince. I hope you are on this session. Yeah, Prince is here and he's ready for you guys. So, I mean, if you guys
Okay.
have questions, you can drop them in the chat as well. Hi, Prince. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Vivian. I can hear you loud and clear. So I believe I've been here
Alrighty.
ever since. Can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay,
Please
so
go
like I
ahead.
said, I've been here since and actually been listening to everything you've also been talking about. And I believe everybody on the call too, they've been able to actually listen through and have a better understanding now because I believe some people said they've seen an incident about phishing before, all those things.
Mm,
So these are part of things that it's good for to create awareness. And when it comes to tech, cybersecurity, or protecting information data within the organization, how exactly do you protect all this information? If you don't have the technical skill, if you don't have the experience, you will find it difficult to be able to protect your organization. And just the same way, my learned colleague, my senior cybersecurity specialist, has been able to has been able to validate that you actually need to have the skill and you need the knowledge to know exactly how to get into this path and find yourself working in this area. So, what we'll be talking about tonight is I will also be guiding you on what are the things you need, what are the technical skills, what are they, what do you need to be able to find yourself getting a job in this space? What are those things that you need to get the job, get moving on? All right. These are some of the things I'll be talking about tonight. And also, I will also be showing you, she mentioned that I will have a discount. So yes, that is valid. I will also be sharing how to go about getting this discount to make sure that You take advantage of everything needed and you don't miss out on anything. All right. So these are the things we'll be talking about tonight, and I'll be showing you everything right about now. Okay. Now, when it comes to transitioning or getting a job in cybersecurity, there's something that is quite important. Before we even dive into saying, oh, you want to get a job as a cybersecurity professional, the most important thing or the first thing you're looking to do is you want to really identify what are the roles, or is there an opportunity for you to get into this role and have an organization hire you? Meaning, when you get into this role, do you have the opportunity to get a job, right? And what we do to answer this question majorly is to go ahead to look at all the major job boards to identify roles that organizations, companies are really looking to hire for. That was our main priority. So after analyzing, getting all this information, we're able to identify thousands of jobs. Now, when we identify thousands of jobs, we need to identify or analyze them based on three major criteria. That is the ease of learning, the ease of transitioning, and definitely a high rewarding salary. After analyzing all these things, we're able to see that, oh, these are the different paths that each and every one of can get into and be able to get ease of learning. They'll be able to learn things easily. They'll be able to transition into this path. And definitely it's going to come with a high rewarding salary. We have a whole lot of them. We have 10 of them. But tonight we are talking about just one, which is cybersecurity. Right? Now that gives this validation that if you get into cybersecurity, aside from the fact that my colleague that's talked about how important securing information in the internet space is important, what are the things that actually now give you a validating confidence that this role you're looking to get into is not going to disappear in years to come? Now, what we did in this regard is to seek an external validation from the World Economic Forum. Now, this validation from the World Economic Forum was able to show us jobs that between 2025 and 2030, a whole lot of organizations will not really be looking to hire for professionals in this path. And these are the career path you can see on the right side of my screen. Now, if you see the careers on the left side of my screen, these are career paths that a whole lot of organizations are looking for professionals that have skills in this path. And definitely you see that in this path, you have the security management specialist, you have the IoT specialist, then you have the information security analyst. All this are all under cybersecurity, meaning, but if you are able to get yourself a skill in cybersecurity, there's a big chance that the way the world is moving definitely in your direction. All right. So what you want to do is find a way to see if your career path is on the right side of the screen. You want to find a way to get skilled, learn the tech skill, and be in the left side of the screen. All right. Now, your big question is, now that I want to transition, what are the skills that you need to be able to get the job done? Now, you see, my colleague, when she was explaining, she explained the importance of identifying, asking questions, and understanding what you're doing on the internet. Now, this is not just something you wake up and you have knowledge of how to do it. No, it doesn't really work like that. You need to go through a process that will teach you, train you, and resensitize the way you get to do a whole lot of things. And when it comes to the cybersecurity program, if you look at the key learning area, the first thing you'll be learning there is the overview of cybersecurity, the roles and the technologies that is involved in this industry. Meaning, even if you don't have that much exposure into what cybersecurity is, the fact that we're going through a program that is that much beginners friendly will give you a very solid understanding of exactly what cybersecurity is about. Right. So when you're looking out for creating a policy or penetrating a particular firewall, you will know exact thing to do and the process to follow. And if you look at the key learning area, after your overview, you have information security principles and risk management. What are the processes? What are the founding structure that uphold the cybersecurity? You will learn all these things, right? Then you get into introduction to network security. You understand what is called threats, threat intelligence, and threat vulnerability. And you also understand what we call vulnerabilities. There are different types of vulnerabilities. How do you use tools like Nexus to scan and be able to identify vulnerabilities within the network of your organizations? How do you do all these things? When you receive a phishing email, how do you use some technical tools to identify all these things? How do you go about doing all these things? These are the things that the program will equip you with the skill of. And when it comes to learning with analytics, we are not all theoretical, read a research book, read a book, this, read that. No, the way your programs are structured, they are 100% based on project type of learning. Meaning, when you're learning how to analyze and scan for vulnerabilities within the network of your organization, you're not reading a book to be able to do that. No, you're working on a project, a simulated project of an organization that believe they have some weak points, weak access points within the organization, and they want to be able to identify them. Right now, what you get to do is you wear the hat of that cybersecurity professional and you scan, you like, for example, using a tool like Nexus to be able to scan that particular organization, generate, create a report, and be able to present that report to the organization to be able to give them a clear understanding where the vulnerable issues are coming from and what are the things they can do to patch it up. These are the things you get to do. So by the time you are done with your program, you will have a fantastic knowledge of how to respond in a situation. If you find yourself in a situation whereby the organization is having similar issue, because you did this thing while in your training, you will know exactly to do in the real world scenario. This is the purpose of your training. And you agree with me that cybersecurity is pretty robust. You have the penetration testers, you have the SOC analyst, you have GRC. Now, by the time you're done with the cybersecurity program, you will have enough skill to get a job either as a penetration tester, either as a SOC analyst, that's security operations center analyst, or even as a GRC specialist, that's governance, risk, and compliance, right? Which is the almost non-technical aspect of cybersecurity that we have. Now, that is what, and when I told you enough skill to get a job, you'll be working on projects in everything you're learning, meaning even if you've never done anything cybersecurity related, like right now, if you've never done anything like that at all, by the time you're done with the cybersecurity program, you will have enough skill to get a job in either of these paths. Now, as you already know, the training is going to be for 6 months, where you get to learn on working on different projects. You get to do that for 6 months. And by the time you are done with your in-class training for 6 months, you get into internship. Your internship is now where you get to focus on a path. So let's say by the time you're done with your cybersecurity program in 6 months, you picked a lot of passion in SOC analysis and you're looking to continue in the path of being a SOC analyst. By the time you get into your internship is now going to focus more on working in on projects that is in that path, furthermore building on the skill you already have during your training, right? And when you're looking at your classes, you have your classes on Saturday, your live instructor-led classes, you have them on Saturdays, all right? Now, if you're in UK, if you're in anywhere in Africa or you're even in Europe, you literally walk around the West African time zone, which is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. But if you find yourself, if you're in Canada or if you're in US, you will literally be working around the MST time zone, which is the Mountain Standard Time zone, and that will be 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. MST, right? Now, that 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. MST will be around 6 p.m. West African time, right? You have all your live instructor-led classes every other Saturday, and you have your what we call your drop-in sessions every other Saturday. Now, what we also get access to is your learning is not just live classes. No, you have what we call a self-paced watch me do it video. Now, your classes are to a fixed time. Your self-paced watch me do it video, these are things you get to watch at your own time, but you're getting the same value. So let's say during your live class, you were working on a particular tool, right? In the live class, working on projects. In your self-paced, in your self-paced, you are also working on a project using a different tool learning all those things that you need to learn. And one very important thing is all your live sessions, either your live class or your live mentorship or your live drop-in session, anything that is live with analytics, they are always recorded and you have a lifetime access to it because they are always recorded and added to your email, right? You have a lifetime access to all these materials that I must have talked about. Now, you see, everything you will learn in cybersecurity, all these are just 50% of what we tend to offer you. The other 50% is what we call the employability skills, meaning now that you have the skill of a cybersecurity professional, how does this transition or how does it translate to you getting a job? How do you get a job with that skill that you have? This is what the employability is for. And is most definitely going to more like weaponize your technical skill to achieve those things you need to achieve. Right now, the first thing we get in there is what we call the CV review and CV revamp. Immediately you join the program, about 2, 3 weeks into the program, you have the opportunity to submit your CV. We have in-house professional that will take your CV and revamp it for you. Revamp it to be industry standards in whatever career path you get to get into. Because you agree with me that the CV you use to get a job as a threat intelligence analyst is different from the CV you use to get a job as a SOC analyst or even a GRC specialist. So how do you know how to get the best CV for the career path they get to get into? That is what the in-house professional get to do for you. But what they also teach you now is you will learn how to tailor. So let's say by the time you're done with your cybersecurity program, you're getting into GRC, or you have skill in the other path. Now you see this particular role in SOC analysis, and you want to apply to it. How do you tailor that your GRC CV? How do you tailor it to match that role of a SOC analyst because you have the skill? And how do you be able to do that? This is also something you learn within the program because you will learn how to tailor your CV to jobs you're looking to apply to. And the major reason for this is to be able to further increase your opportunity of landing jobs. Now, when it comes to applying to jobs, there's a big limit to jobs you can apply to using just your CV because you can apply to all the jobs with your CV. But what about those jobs that you don't even know they exist? This is where your LinkedIn optimization comes into play because you have multiple live sessions that will teach you, train you on how to optimize your LinkedIn to afford people looking to hire you, search and see your profile pop up to them, and giving you the opportunity to have them reach out to you directly and see how you'll be able to offer your services to them directly. LinkedIn, it can never be underrated in these regards. All right. So you will learn how to do this, open up your opportunities to people looking to search for professionals and offer their services to you directly. Now, you also learn how to navigate the job market. Now, navigating the job market is pretty robust. A lot of people might be looking for jobs that come with sponsorship. A lot might be looking for something that is going to be fully remote. Some don't even want to work where they are currently located. They want to work overseas. How do you get all these jobs? Now, the first part of navigating the job market is we have a job board that their companies will partner with, they're able to get premium jobs from them. You bring these jobs into our job boards and you can apply to them 100%. Now, these are jobs that you will not find anywhere on the public available job boards. No, because these are premium jobs that we needed to pay for before you can get access to them. So we paid for this and we bring them to your classrooms. You can go ahead, apply to these jobs directly in your classrooms without paying anybody anything. All right. Now, when you apply to jobs, the least we expect is for you to get called for an interview. Now, imagine you going through the cybersecurity program, having get called for an interview, and have a professional like my colleague, the a senior cybersecurity professional, Vivian, in a one-on-one session with you and preparing you for an interview you're looking to get into. That is what interview preparation is like. So before you attend any interview, professionals like Vivian will be able to jump into a session with you and prep you for that interview you're looking to get into. And what they'll be doing is they'll be transferring their years of experience, interviewing people, and also joining an interview to be able to tell you, oh, so you want to look out for this question and this is how you answer it. You want to do this, you want to do that. And they will give opportunity to prep and prepare for yourself to be able to ace that particular interview. You do that 100%. All the time you have an interview, you have the opportunity to book interview preparation. And definitely when you get a job, we have the opportunity to offer you reference letters. Then you also have what we call on-the-job support. You're on the job, you hit a roadblock, you need some guidance. We have professionals that can come on board with you and guide you through these processes. Now you have what we call a weekly mentorship session. Now, this weekly mentorship session is what I call the OG, because whatever anybody is looking to achieve in this life, if you have a mentor that can give you the blueprint and not just give you the blueprint, hold your hand while you follow that path, the chances of you achieving that thing is way faster than somebody that just go into the market and start doing what they feel is the best thing to do. Now, this is exactly you'll be getting in the weekly mentorship session that happens every Thursday. You bring industry professionals, industry experts into your classes, and they guide you on the best thing to do and how best to go about it. And this has helped thousands of participants that have no technical background at all, knowing exact thing to do and be able to go through the process and seeing themselves landing a job in cybersecurity without even having any prior skill or prior experience in that path, right? Now, the last one is the Upwork optimization. The Upwork is a freelance platform, right? So if you're that kind of person that you're looking to get skilled and offer your services on a more freelance approach, you will learn how to optimize your Upwork profile and offer your services on a more freelance approach to both individuals and organization at the same time. And trust me, this process I talked about, we've had thousands. Shuki Booker was speaking before the session started. If you were listening, you must have, if you joined earlier, you must have heard him talk about the way the program was able to revamp his whole career path and was able to land a job as a security operations analyst with his corp is in Ireland, and he was able to land a job with a top company in Ireland. And we have thousands of them that have been able to land a job. Aditayo was speaking also. He even landed a job before he was done with his training. He landed a job 60 to 70% into the program. Before he was even done with the program, he was able to get a job. And the reason is quite simple. So you see that duration, the 6 months and the 2 months, which in total is going to be 8 months. We don't encourage our participants to wait until they are done before they can start applying to jobs. You can start applying to job as early as 2 months into the program. And that is the same thing that Adetayo did that was able to help him get a job as a senior, I think in a Microsoft company. And that was even while he was still in the program. All right. Now, it might seem so impossible, but trust me, thousands of participants have been able to go through the process and they've been able to land a job. And if you're looking at the things you need to do to really thrive and get into the tech space, the cybersecurity space, trust me, the best time to take that decision is now, right? And that is the reason why it's now is because we currently have a discount going on, which my colleague talked about. And aside from the discount, the December quote is the last quote we have for the year 2025, right? And if you're looking to say, oh, so I'm going to start next year, my new year plan, I've forgotten how to say it. If that is what you're looking at, don't wait until then, because then might be a bit too late. Take the action now. And one of the reasons why I need to take the action now is currently we have a 50% scholarship that is going out to anybody looking to register to start in December or to start in January. So if you're that kind of a person that you say, oh, you're looking to start either in December or your December is pretty occupied, you want to start in January, you have the opportunity to take advantage of this 50% scholarship and register like right now. And the reason why I said right now is because the original price of the program is $1,000 US. That's the original price of the program. But if you're taking advantage of the 50% scholarship, you'll be getting a whooping 50% off. That's $500 US off your registration price. And it gets better. That 500 US dollars, you have the ability to break it down and pay up to 4 times. Meaning, for you to take advantage of the 50% scholarship, all you have to do is pay one of the installments. If you're looking to pay 4 times, all you have to do is pay 125 US dollars to secure your spot in the 50%. Meaning, even when the 50% is over, you don't have any issues with that because you've been able to secure a spot and you're good. If you click on the link shared by my colleague in the chat box, it will take you to the website where you'll be able to register. What I will do is I will show you how to also register. I'll show you how to register, how to go ahead, secure a spot, and get into the program. So if you click on that link that my colleagues have shared in the chat box, it will open up the website, that's the analytics website. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and so let me open that, let me share that part. Yes, it will show this website. This is the analytics website. So what you want to do is scroll down and search for cybersecurity. All the programs we offer, they are all here. All right. And as you can see, the original price is 1,000, but right now you're getting it at a whopping $500 off. That is a whopping 50% discount. So all you have to do is come over here and click on this bit that has buy now. All right. So once you click on the buy now, you will have the ability to see this part that says enroll now. So once you click on the enroll now, it will ask you to register, input your name, register your email, and verify your email. So once you have your email verified, you'll be able to make payments on the website. All right. So what you want to do is by default, it's going to select the 6th of December. But if your 30th December is totally planned out and there's absolutely nothing that's going to shake that for you, but still want to take advantage of the discount, all you have to do is go over to the 10th of January and select 10th of January. So once you select 10th of January, you'll have the opportunity to take advantage of the 50% discount and start in January. Now, if you look at the pricing, if you are paying one time, remember the price is 500 US dollars. If you are paying one time, if you're paying 2 times, you're even getting some extra discounts. And you get to pay 475. You're paying once. If you're paying 2 times, you get to pay 237 twice. That's if you're paying 2 times. But if that will not be so comfortable for you, you have the ability to pay either 3 times or 4 times. And if you're paying 4 times, then it's going to be 125 US dollars every month for 4 months. If you're paying 3 times, if you're paying in Canadian dollars, you also have the opportunity. If you are paying in euros, you have the same opportunity. If you are paying in pounds, you also have that equal opportunity to pay in the denomination of wherever you're joining from. And if it is in pounds, all you have to do is pay £1 or £2 to secure a spot. So when you get here, you want to make sure you select the plan that works best for you. Select anyone. That's why they're there. Anyone that you feel is more convenient for you, you select them and you click on apply discount. So I'm selecting the 4 instrumental. So once you click on the apply discount, the discount will be applied. And if you see over here, if you secure a spot right now, today is 26th of November, your next instrumental payment is going to be 26th of December. Then you have by January and you have by February. So that will make you see that while you are getting value from the training, at the same time, it's easier for you to continue making your payments. And all you have to do is come over here, confirm the terms and conditions that your information is correct, read the terms and conditions, confirm it, and you make payments directly on the website. Now, you see this particular discount I talked about, it is not available for everybody. Trust me, it is not. It's only available to the first 20 people to register. Now, you see the first 20 people to register, this discount has been on for some time, and we've had over 100 people take advantage of it, meaning the discounted slot is less than 30 that we have cut across all the programs. Some programs have about 5 slots left, Some program have about 2. Some program have about 10. So what you want to do, so as you don't miss out on the discount, is you remember you have opportunity to break it down and pay small, instrumental to be able to get into the discount, get into the scholarship. So secure sport, register, and get into the program to be able to see yourself transitioning and get into the tech space as you've always wanted. All right. And trust me, there's thousands of participants that have been able to achieve this and get into the training, get into the program, and change their story. So if you're really looking to get into the program, take advantage of the discount. And I'll be looking forward to have you either in December, 6th of December, or in January. Okay. Also, this session is very interactive. If you have questions, I'm happy to take them. If you have any quick question you want to quickly ask before we wrap it up for the night, you can always drop it in the chat box, or you can use the indicate that you need to unmute, you want to speak. I would ask you to unmute your mic and you can quickly ask whatever question that you have. But we are also able to drop the question in the chat box if we have any. Do we have anybody that have questions? Bidemi Teniola, Christina, Eunice, John, Nathan, Omomumi, Pamela. Do we have questions? Okay, all right. So I don't think we have any questions. All right. So at the absence of any questions, since we don't have questions, remember, try as much as possible to secure a spot so you don't miss out on the discount. The scholarship is only available to a very limited number of people. So take advantage of it while it's still available so you don't miss out. All right. So at the end, absence of any further questions, thank you all for spending your time with me. I totally do appreciate it. Thank you for being here and enjoy the rest of the day. Cheers, everyone, and bye for now.